My name is Fu. I'm a musician, director. I love aviation so much. People started to call me Airflow.
My name is Connie Tobias, and I'm a retired major airline pilot. And I've been flying for 5 decades, and I've enjoyed every moment of it.
He showed me the Foundation's 1909 wind-warping Valerio and asked me to fly it. It was just like the Valerio Harriet flew. So I said yes indeed to this opportunity.
And I have gone with the 1903 Wright Flyer to China, to Chengdu, China. It's in boxes now, and hopefully it'll be put in a museum. Spent 3 weeks over there, had a wonderful time in Chengdu.
What do you like in China?
Oh, the people are so nice. We worked with a team of Chinese group that helped put the Wright Flyer together, and the bicycle and the gliders and all that. And we just worked as a team, and it was so much fun.
So you talk about courage, okay? First thing is courage. Where do you get this courage?
Courage is the key to being successful. After you do the hard work, then the courage is there, and you don't pay attention to any fears, and you just start stepping forward because you've done all the work prior to. Oh, I can't believe that you live in Stowe, Massachusetts. That's where I flew the Valerio at Bob Collins' private field there. And Bob took me out to the hangar, and he says, "Connie, look, here's the Valerio. It's an original. How about you flying it?" And I said, "Okay, you figure out how to get in it, and then I'll try to fly it." So it took a lot of time, energy, and effort, and a lot of practice getting my skills back up in small aircraft, because at the time I was flying an Airbus 330-300, highly computerized aircraft, airliner, and it carries over 300 people and 500,000 pounds, and it has 7, 8, or 9 bathrooms depending on the configuration of the particular Airbus 330-300. What a joy it is to be part of the Collins Foundation.
And I am going to have a conversation with Lori Klein, a very distinguished airline captain, many years in the commercial airline service, and really many firsts in her career. Currently, she's a recent retiree from Piedmont, U.S. Airways, American, long-established career.
Life was doing arts and crafts and gardening tips. So we've come a long way, ladies. This is very exciting. But you can imagine being among the first. I wasn't the first, I was the 16th woman that my airline hired. So I was constantly flying with men who had never flown with a woman before in the cockpit, because prior to that, the only female in the cockpit was there to ask for their drink order, and they were called stewardesses and flight attendants. So the challenge of being with men who didn't know quite how to take us, and you would see them be very kind of bristled and gruff, and you would try and have a conversation. Do you live around here? Yes. Are you married? Yes. Do you have children? Yes. And I'm not proud of this, but I learned that the way to be accepted was maybe I told a dirty joke or I dared to swear, and you would see them visibly go, "Oh, okay, she's normal." And at the end of the trip, they would be like, "Oh, I was so dreading this, but this was a wonderful trip, and you're more one of the guys than one of the guys." And so it was different finding people that just didn't quite know how to take us, but I felt the weight on my shoulders of being those first women and thinking if they had a good experience with me, maybe they would cut some slack to the next gal they flew with. You know, and some pilots take the same path to get to where you're going. You might start at the same flying club, you might start at the same flight school, but where you end up is completely different because of the choices that you make, the people that you meet, the opportunities that you're presented with, as Connie so well said, take those opportunities. And so it would be unfair to judge yourself on someone else's performance or someone else's trajectory because it's apples and oranges. So you do you, and you're going to end up and go the route that's the best for you. The second thing I would say is if you're a woman in this business, in 40 years, it's sad to report that the needle of the percentage of women airline pilot population has really not varied very much in my 40 years, somewhere between 3 and 8%. And it's still that way today, it's probably still going to be that way tomorrow. I hope you all can change that. But you need to know that so that you understand that when you get where you're going in the airline business, you're still going to be a minority, you're still going to stick out. You're still going to be at times the only female in the crew, okay? And that's all right. But just recognize that they're going to look at you different. Make sure what you give them to see is the most professional pilot and the most professional person you could be. Because like it or not, we are judged how we act and how we fly. And it is still true, unfortunately. We have to work twice as hard to gain the same acceptance. So that's important to realize. Thirdly, I would say, look at all the mentors and the people that are here to inspire you and support you. Be that person when you get to where you're going. You hear the term pay it forward. Pay it forward for me means step backwards and help those coming behind you because this network gets stronger and stronger the more we help each other. And then lastly, there's a phrase I really dislike. I've already seen it yesterday out on the flight line, and it's kind of a disconnect for me, and it's the sky is the limit. The sky is not the limit. The sky is limitless for you. You all can do anything you want to do. If you can dream it, you can do it. And if you don't see it, make it up, because you literally have the power to do anything you want to do.
Some of us know, some of us you're here. I hope it was exciting and worth the time, and you could been on the different venues. So, who has the pilot's license so far? Yeah. Good. Pilot. Almost pilot. Well, it's so exciting. And see, you have a chapter and you are encouraging one another, and that's exactly what it takes right now, is to do it together. Because if you build a ladder and each one helps the next one up, it's easier and easier. If you're there climbing the ladder by yourself, it's a tough road to hoe. Yeah, definitely. And so you are all making it easier by doing it together and forming that sisterhood and brotherhood, if you will. I look back at the times now, having looked back, the one thing I regret is that I didn't enjoy the process a little bit more. I was so focused, gotta get there. And I look back now and I realize, like, the most fun time I had flying was back at the commuter, flying Twin Otters and Navajos and little puddle jumpers and going from A to B. And that's a time when that band of brothers that I was with, because I was the only female, but we were cutting our teeth and we were honing our skills. Thank you. And we were having incredible experiences, and now I look back and go, that was a lot of fun, and I didn't appreciate how much fun that was. And when I see any of them, like out on the line or in a terminal, they'll be like, remember when we did this? Remember when this happened? And you're like, oh, that was so much fun, but it was a blip on the radar, and I didn't enjoy it. So enjoy what you're going through now, and take each step and realize it for what it is, invest and enjoy, because it'll be gone tomorrow, and you'll all be separated and off in other directions, and you'll have one thing that will always bind you together, and that's your passion and your love of aviation. So don't forget that. I know. Eating Lori.